Hello everybody, welcome to day 8 of Octave-Eying the Pyramids. We are almost complete with this series. I'm so excited. Major ascension work, and so if you've been here diligently working through the lens of love and helping the collective whole, I just greatly thank you. I have so much appreciation and admiration for this work. It's amazing. It's a one-of-a-kind journey that we do not always have an opportunity to take a part in, actually. Generally speaking, it's an amazing opportunity. So I'm thankful to be here, and I'm thankful for those that joined me. I did also want to say to Lisa that I do not have any more healing sessions for you or your dad on my schedule, and I wanted to let you know that so that you didn't show up thinking there was any at any time. We have completed both series. So with that being said, today is day 8 of Octave-Eying the Pyramids, and I'm going to see what comes through. I really don't know. I was drawn to grab the Lemurian deck again, so I did. And I am going to pull from that and see what day 8 might have in store for us. Tomorrow's Easter, but I'm still going to do the video. Easter is not a holiday of God. It doesn't mean that I don't get my kids a little something, but we don't do, they're both teenagers, so I will still be doing this one tomorrow for day 9, and then we will be ending out through the weekend to day 11, so I'm excited. We have almost completed this journey, and some amazing things have come through in which pertain to the return of Christ's work, or shall I say the return of the gods. So, you know what, before I do this, we do have paradigm shift that flew out, so I'm going to show it, and surrendering, okay? Surrendering right now is the most important thing we can do. That's where we find things become difficult, is when we try to do it our way, rather than Spirit's way. We limit ourselves when we do that, and we make things more difficult to process through and work through, and it's lessons of the soul. So surrender to what they say, surrender to the guidance that's guiding you, surrender to the heart space without hesitation immediately, because that's where we are in our full power. We truly are, okay? Giving that to light rather than the shadow. So, all right. Angel, my doggy's barking. She likes to try to pommel my plants when she thinks somebody's here. Okay, so calling on the Creator and all the angels too, and any beings from the days 1 through day 7 to come through. We are still surrounded in Pleiades energy from day yesterday, so that is absolutely showing up. Calling in the highest light energy only, and the highest light out. Recoloring in the north, the east, the south, and the west anchored back into the north, and the highest divine love, light, and support connection. Surrendering. So I'm just seeing this. I'm actually seeing that. So those cards were relevant, even though I'm doing it again. So I just want to pull out this yuck and surrender. Just pull out this yuck and surrender in every way. And let's see what Spirit has to say for day 8 of Octave-Eying the Pyramids. Called forth the energies of 1 through 7 into today. I am seeing the energy of some crystal benches. We'll see. I don't want to think too far ahead, but I am just feeling a vibrational shift as we are going into this energy. Yeah, okay. Alright, so let's see what these say today. Yep, okay. Alright. So we have alignment. Alright, it's a need to get into alignment. When we are aligned, everything is easy. So, full-bodied alignment. And I loved how in the video yesterday I drew the white dragon. Right before I did the red dragon thing. So, quite big stuff. I'm very proud of my journey, and I just want to honor it again. even through what was happened, right? Just get all that back, all that joy, all that love and honor. So I'm going to align to that myself. That's what I've been doing. But we also have reclaiming your energy. Okay, there's a need here to reclaim our energy. Call it back, reclaim our energy, and align to what is necessary at this time. Okay, and then we have maximum healing coming through. Align for the healing. So this is what I'm seeing is we have to reclaim our energy and align for the healing to go through. Okay, and then there are endless opportunities. Endless opportunities, so it's paying attention to the right things. So alignment to the correct things, paying attention to the correct things, reclaiming our energy, okay, and then healing will happen. We have root chakra, foundation, right? Root chakra, our foundation, our keys to abundance and everything. And I finally noticed in this card just now this beautiful butterfly, right? Let's bring some vibrancy into the root chakra. But it says ground and center. So somebody's not aligned. We want to ground and center and align. And that may be what's coming through today. More alignment. I don't know. Endless opportunities and reclaiming our power. And then we have furried and feathered friends. And this talks about a frequency of love, connectedness, but also our guides coming in here. I'm hearing one more. To pull one more. Okay. We have internal explorer. Yes. Internal explorer. I love that card. Nice reminder to go within, to always look within your vessel. Again, the things are not found in the head, they are found within our bodies. Okay? So that is what is here for day 8. Calling in the energy of our crystalline grid that we have, our ascension sphere grid that we created for this specific journey. Calling in the pyramids and all the angels present. Also calling in the elements that align to the north, the east, the south, and the west back to the north. Earth, air, fire, water, and all combined back to the north. So let's just close our eyes now, put our feet on the floor and our palms facing up in receptive mode. And we're going to just start to tune out of our mind and kind of tune into our body. So dropping our focus from our crown slowly down to our heart space. And we're going to sit there for a moment. Our Pleiadian beings of light are stepping forward. We have 3 of them. Each. Remember, we got a new one yesterday. So 2 that have been with us the whole time and 1 new one since yesterday are stepping forward. So I get the image of us sitting around the crystal sphere that I created with a crystal pyramid in the center. And the core of the earth is rising through that crystal pyramid in the center. So it's like this glowing energy of the core of the earth. It's quite beautiful. I can see it glowing white light, almost looks fiery, like very white with a little orangey tip, right? Orangish red tip. And that's the core of the earth, which also makes sense to the root. Just grounding, sitting in stillness, and a little bit of an alignment to that. And on top of that, we're being surrounded by crystals. So our Pleiadian beings of light are taking specific crystals to us and surrounding us individually with crystals. Almost like our own ascension sphere crystal alignment. So for day 8, I'm going to begin by drawing down the sun and the moon through our vessels. We're going to draw down the sun and the moon and the Pleiadian star, our northern star of Pleiades galaxy. For alignment, aligning to the Pleiades galaxy even more. Yesterday we did some extensive Merkabah work for the earth, amplifying the sun energy and so on. And so I feel like there might be some recalibration alignment going on today. So we're going to bring down the sun and the moon and the Pleiadian Pleiadian star, like a northern star, but from Pleiades galaxy. A new northern star. So our Pleiadian beings are also cleansing our auric field, removing anything that doesn't align. Like, what's going on with my throat? What am I missing? What am I doing? Let's tune in. So I'm just relaxing the energies and just breathe. Feel into your vessel, eyes closed, feet on the floor, palms facing up for receptive mode. Setting the intention to receive all there is to receive today and all that you can handle and are willing to receive and do. We are surrounded by the pyramids and the angels behind us, almost like in a circle all around the earth, just surrounded by the masculine and feminine pyramids and all the angels that are holding space within those pyramids to help us octavify the earth. Remember, the angels have a portal of return, so they will walk amongst this earth again. Just like they used to. So we're going to start bringing down the sun and the moonlight from the heavens above. And we're going to begin just kind of cleansing out our chakras with the new frequencies of the earth, with the sun and the moon, and with our new northern star of Pleiades galaxy. Bringing it down through our upper chakras. So we're beginning at the very highest point of our connection. And as I see bringing down the sun and the moon into it, and then the star, the Pleiadian's northern star, it's like lighting up our toppest of toppest chakra. Our very first energetic connection is quite a ways above us, right? We have multiple. I know when I got a walk-in DM and seeing my own chakras, we have like a lot more than mankind. But even mankind, there are quite a few more chakras than we are aware of, all around us, all energetically in us, outside of us. There's lots of them. But consider there's like a straight line of chakras that connect us up beyond this galaxy, beyond this world, right? Higher frequency, higher dimensional planes. So we are entering into our 7th dimensional plane chakras, basically. Actually, more like 12D. All of them. All of them. So 12D applied. That would be like heaven, just being in heaven. 12D frequency energies. Highest you can go, basically. Let's just put it that way. Instead of numbers, we're just going as high as we can. And I'm bringing in the sun and the moon for a nice balance recalibration in our toppest of toppest chakras systems. And allowing that to cleanse it out. Open it up. And then we're just drawing that light of the sun and the moon and the northernest star of Pleiadian's galaxy down to our upper chakras. One by one, allowing for balance and clarity and alignment. Justifications, I'm hearing. Justifying behaviors, justifying actions do not serve, so no justifications. Observations, truths, clarity, and alignment. And I'm also hearing sediment, so something's build up within a chakra. So it's kind of like a decalcification in one of our upper chakras. Bringing that all the way down, I hear the 33rd chakra heightened. Octave-Eying, we're kind of allowing our chakras to align to all the work that's done. So giving them space of integration, alignment, clarity, releasing, and balance. Bringing the light further down through our upper chakras, coming closer and closer to our midline, I would call it, like halfway down our upper chakras. With the sun and the moon and the northernest Pleiades star line. Like 12D applied, the highest dimensional frequency. I do see some deep cleansing going on within a chakra, and it actually connects to my throat. So we're not in the throat yet, but I feel it connecting there. And I see other planets that we are octaving within our chakra system. So we are allowing our chakras to connect to Pleiadian star galaxy planets. I talked about that a little bit yesterday, is that we needed those higher activations of a dormant chakra system. So if you don't have that, this is helping you at least align more to that. And if those of us who do still have that, I know I do, it's helping to cleanse out those new chakra systems as well. Well, they're not necessarily new, they were dormant. And so we recalibrated, reactivated, and awakened and healed into them in the Path to Righteousness work. Because it was a lot. It was all 5 years of extensive work and healing. So in our upper chakras, like heightened in the 33rd, 31st, 30th, and into like the 27th and 26th. So it's like a whole line of them. But I feel like I'm connecting to presence, omnipresence. And I could feel this pressure in my head as well. Full on connecting to omnipresence. And just bringing the sun and the moon and the northernest star down further through our chakra system and allowing it to detox, to align, and balance those chakras and connecting us further to omnipresence. Gyrosphere plane of existence. Everything is and all that is. Bringing the light down, further down our chakra system, reaching closer to the 22nd, 21st, 20th, 19th, 18th, and 17th. So we're doing like whole lines of them connected, and it's like aligning, true alignment here. And then awakening to the omnipresence awareness. And I see and feel the pyramids around us just kind of amplifying the energy. So it's like a vibration, like going into our chakra system. So we're receiving a yummy vibration from all of the planets, but also the pyramids. I'm feeling a lot of tingling in my head, in the back of my head. And we're coming down further through our upper chakras, going down into the 16th, 15th, 14th, and 13th. Divine connection. There's a little muck and yuck within here. So we're using the moon and the sun and the northernest star. Bringing light into the wounds of the past on this journey. So the angels are constantly trying to remind me is that it wasn't supposed to be that way. That's not how it was meant to be. And don't think that way, right? Because I'm like, if that's how it was, I wouldn't have done it. I don't know if that's true either, but it's just a lot of yuck and muck came through that journey, and it wasn't our fault. It wasn't the angels' fault. They're so good to me. It was just mankind, shadow, and it brings understanding to why the end is now. So I feel Octave-Eying within the chakras. I can feel it. Plus all the work that I did. If you haven't received all that work yet, that's okay. They'll bypass whatever they need to and still give you healing and alignment as you're ready for it. So it's all personal. But with doing the Sistine Chapels and the justice system, like I can see, so usually we would go to like the trees, right, and release those past life components. But for me right now, they're actually doing that here. So they're just releasing those past energies from the 16th through the 13th chakras. Omnipresence, awareness, and connection with the divine and God, and the gods of time. And releasing the past time, the past lives, the past energetic presence of that work, if you're ready, if you're viable, if you've done the work, if you've done the healing all the way through them. It's releasing that component, releasing those energies to bring clarity into the presence. So when we do shadow work and we heal it out and we completely cleanse it out and then make the choices, because your choices is where full healing occurs. I had a question yesterday. It's like, will I ever get through this? And first of all, that was out of lack and judgment. But if we so healing happens within, and then tests come around, and this is how we heal our karma. We have to make the choices that align. Your choices are everything, okay? They are everything. They seem small, but they're quite large. They have very big connected waves of existence and frequency. So once the choices are made for clearing and learning the lessons, and we do them differently this time, then those are cleared. Then we release the past, we align to the present, and we awaken further. New gifts, new alignment, DNA activations, and those things. But it is only when the choices are made to clear it at last. Your choices are everything, because if it's fully healed and the lessons have been fully learned, you're going to choose differently. And it's making those choices of not giving your power to the shadow, lens of love, those kinds of things. That's what determines where we go. There's a lot of pressure within my head, so we're just holding space. Guys, I even have like new mudras and new breathing techniques, and also like new muscle testing coming through for my course, for my academy level 2, but it needs pure light. So we should have been through all of level 1, the path to righteousness, those that rose with me, right? And then they would have been helping me kind of create academy 2. But see, I'm not just here to change the planet and cause the ascension. I also have to bring through the modalities through pure light. So that's what that's about. New ways of doing the modalities have to be brought through the one, the sun, into the earth through pure light. And that's the way it needs to be done. And that fully makes sense to me now. I didn't know that back in the day when they told me I was also going to be upgrading modalities. I didn't fully understand the totality of that, but I do now. So I've just been creating it and holding space because I need, people who are ready. But because then I get to bring it through for the collective soul, because I am that light, and everything I do is it. Like, I don't know how to explain the totality of that. It's a big deal. And I do see people thinking, oh, I can do it better, I can do it my way. And I've even been told before, well, somebody else does that too. And I'm like, you don't realize is everything's a fragment of my light. So it makes sense now why I have to bring it through that way. So I'm even getting like new muscle testing techniques came through, new mudras, new breathing like all new stuff. And I'm like, wow, it's amazing. Bringing honor back from dishonor. Yeah, so like, you know, the wrong purpose used in it, a lot of manipulation and personal gain and greed and all of that stuff from the matrix. We just have to bring it back through pure light for new earth. Has to be brought back through the one, the sun, the divine feminine and divine masculine. So it makes a lot of sense to me. Everything's now making full sense that the journey is just, we completed a lot of it. I never want to say it's complete because it's never ending. We still always have stuff to do, but so within the 13th chakra, I feel a little pressure. It's weird because I can feel it down into my head, but I feel a lot of like tingles as well. So we ran in more moon and sun with a heightened focus into the 13th and now into the 12th chakra. And the star for recalibration, balanced alignment, clarity, decalcification, so removing some muck and yuck. And there is some judgment present, some fear present. So removal and amplification of omnipresence. And I've said since the beginning, it has to do with choices hidden in disguise. Those are your keys to rise. That's why the path was priceless, because I would align you to that, wake you up completely, and you'd be able to see them as they came. And hopefully make the right decision. But that's on you. Okay, so we're going down now into the 11th, the 10th, and the 9th chakra, right above our heads. The moon and the sun and the northernest star, recalibrating. There's in the 11th chakra, a crystalline grid activation, like recalibration to the crystalline grid, and the new Merkabah. Remember, the Earth got a new Merkabah. Total upgraded, total badassery, expanded. The whole Earth is like the Merkabah. It's quite amazing, masculine and feminine. We got it back. And they called it the Star of David when the Jews took it, because they killed my DM. They took his power, his light. They burned him. They took his blood for power, all of that. Created the Holy Grail. And it was written in Hebrew. And so, you know, the Jewish sector, that religious component, took the Star of David. And it's funny because my DM's name was David. There is no coincidences. That dawned on me too. And when I was fighting for his life and my half of my soul, I was battling the deep blue sea. And the Star of David was eventually returned when all that was complete. And my new DM got the soul fragment of Jesus finally. So in the end, we did call back the Star of David, and it's all been integrated. They stole the symbols of God. They stole all the power, divided it, and used it against mankind. But they also did it through all of the people, through their choices of giving their power to the shadow. So that's why soul growth is required. We can't have that anymore. Duality is undone. So it's not about punishment or fear or anything like that. You just can't do that anymore and rise. Those that did it do have to suffer their karma. They have to pay back what they've done. That's karma clearing. being able to learn the lessons, to feel it, to see it, to heal it, and choose differently next time. So we're now finally bringing it down through the 8th and into the 7th chakra. And upgrading the crown chakra with the new Merkabah alignment. So it's like integrating the new coating of new earth into the crown chakra. And removing what does not align. Integrating a new coating of new earth into the crown chakra. And going down into the third eye, same thing. Integrating the new coating of the new blueprint of the new Merkabah into the third eye so that we can be connected and omnipresent with the new earth alignment. See, alignment. Just like in the cards. So I'm also helping to purge through the past. So purging the past energies of the pituitary, pineal gland, hypothalamus, hippocampus, and any sedimentary energies through the third eye, the brain, and even the bone structure of the head. Just removing the past energies, past frequencies for the work that's been done. So it's a recalibration and octave-eying. Allowing the new vibration to be implemented. But with it, you must align. You must dig in and you must do the work to align. Because nothing can be done to you, only through you. I can give you the water, but you must learn to drink, right? Kind of a thing. I'll give you the blueprint, but you must learn to work through it and choose through a lens of love in all things. That truly does have to shift. You should be in a lens of love and light, and it's a different thing. It's not a wounded warrior, it's not fear, it's not judgment, it's not expectations, it's not the past and the future. You can see that all the matrix blueprint is not what serves, and it's not how to align, those kinds of things. Lens of love. So there is some weird octave-eying going on in the third eye. And this connects to all chakras of frequency that are around it and connect to that third eye. So there's multiple chakras involved with each one. And I'm bringing in the moon and the sun because they have changed in frequency. And the Pleiadian northern star because we are now in a new galaxy. 7th dimensional plane. We are going into a new galaxy. That's not a maybe. That is happening as we speak. It's just science can't catch up. They're not upgrading yet, but they will. Even the Schumann resonance isn't able to read some of these frequencies. So even when it's dormant, it's nothing happening. There's big things happening still, continually. But even in that, we have waves of integration. And I feel it in my sinuses. There's a lot going on in the third eye. So we're pushing out old frequencies, octave-eying, and integrating the new ones. And I can see the vibrations from the pyramids going. And we're going down into the throat now. Same thing, allowing us to connect to the new Merkabah frequency planet of the Merkabah, the new frequencies as much as you can. It depends on you, right? I have witnessed people refusing to let go of things. So that's why surrendering's coming in. We must surrender the energies that do not align. We must surrender the energies that do not align. And make choices that do. Actions, alignments, healings, and choices that do align. So I'm doing the work, but you're still going to have work to do, okay? That's the way it goes. Nothing happens to you, only through you. Going down now into the heart space. And bringing in the sun and the moon and the northernmost Pleiadian star. And allowing us to octave-eye in the heart space with the vibration from the pyramids. connecting it even more to the new Merkabah grid of the new Earth. Our Merkabah should be upgrading to that as well. So there's a lot going on within the heart space right now. Crystalline grid alignment. So it's like bringing it together. Like they said on day one, it's like an alignment, like bringing them together. And pushing out what came before. Removal of the energies from before. And going down into the solar plexus. And expanding the solar plexus into the new crystalline grid and the Merkabah of the Earth. With the sun and the moon and the northernest star alignment. Ooh, I feel that. And pushing out what came before, what doesn't align. So octave-eying through the frequencies. Pyramid vibrations going in like bzzz. I can hear it. And going down from the solar plexus into the sacral. I can feel that. There's a little bit of weirdness between the solar plexus and the sacral. And it's also affecting the throat. Bringing in more moon and more sunlight and the northern star of Pleiades galaxy. We have a new northern star. That's the best thing I can say. So I'm getting an image of like the 7 sisters. Remember yesterday was about 7 sisters. And they're doing something to my solar plexus. They just all came in and around me and they look like they have hair like me. And they're doing something to my solar plexus. So this is weird. So I have to pause for it because I don't think this is happening to you guys. But they're taking from my solar plexus these string connections and they're connecting my solar plexus to the 7 star system. The Pleiadian star system, the planets, the 7 sisters, 777. So it's like all this stuff coming out of my solar plexus, like strings of attachment, and they're connecting it to home. So the star system, Pleiades galaxy, 7 sisters, all connecting to my solar plexus in a very big way. Yeah, sudden shift ascension is on its way. Oh. And as they're doing that, they're like pulling out some muck and yuck in the solar plexus and connecting my solar plexus through 7 strings, and it's going to integrate to the seven planets, 7 star system, 7 sisters, right? 7s. Home. Coding of home in my physical vessel. I go beyond, I'm everything, all encompassing. So to say 70 is a limit, I mean, if we look at it that way, it is. This is everything, though. It's all things. So Earth is becoming 7D, not 5D. It's a planetary expansion and ascension for all things. It's a galactic ascension. It's not just to the Earth, and I've talked about that. She will be a galactic frequency planet, which is why we have to expand into that. And so the more we surrender, the more we expand. We have to let go of what's not 7D. Omnipresence. So they're just helping to remove some more yuck out of my solar plexus. As I take the lights for everybody else down through the sacral and into the root. So they're taking that connection throughout my whole entire vessel as well. I am connecting now to my homes. The Pleiades star galaxy system is integrating into my physical vessel, my chakra system, my energetic system, everything. You can feel it in my heart center as well. And they're just bringing down the moon and the sun through the sacral into the root and allowing the northern to start to help align and balance. And then I feel the frequency from the pyramids going helping us to octave-eye our chakra system to the work that we've done to today. Very important recalibration required. So our chakras are now octave-eying to the work even more. So every day they've done work on our systems as I was doing work to the earth and things. It's true. And so now we're kind of octave-eying within that as well. And then we're going to take that all the way down into to the surface of the earth to help ground and align to that, and in through the earth star chakra as well. And the crystalline grid, not to the core still. And now for the earth, that we have done that, they're still working through my solar plexus, my heart, my root, all the chakras, and connecting me to the Pleiades star system on a real-time physical vessel level. So my chakra system, everything, and I feel this huge energetic shift. And now I will octave-eye the earth for day 8. So we're going to bring through some energy, some frequency waves from the 7D galaxy, from Pleiades galaxy through the star systems, through the sun and the moon times 3 still, just like yesterday. And we're going to bring that down through the pyramids, through the angels, and into the core of the earth, the crystalline grid, and into the core. And then it's going to fill the trees and photosynthesize the earth. So we are going to atomize the earth a bit more. This is octave-eying, helping us to align to that frequency and pushing out what doesn't align. And I get a few images, day 8, the figure 8 life, death, rebirth cycle, and all this bloodshed being like thrown right back at you. You know, like it's got to go. No more suffrage. But we're separating from that, so it's just like purging some of those frequencies. New Earth will not be like that. No suffering, no lying, no divisions. I remember birthing the New Earth, I had that beautiful song coming through. No more lies, no more illusions, no more confusions, no more divisions and judgment, and no more racial tendencies and slurs, and just such beauty. So I'm octave-eying, I feel it happening, it's coming through my solar plexus, seeing the energies that do not align, that do not belong, and I even see them like coming out like frequencies through my skin, almost like pulses of energy waves. It's quite interesting. So I'm holding space for that work as you guys have been connected and grounded, and the sun and the moon brought through, but I don't think this is happening to you. And that's okay. It's just not meant to. This is a total different thing. So Earth is combining with 7D, and if you remember to when I processed the Earth's death, it was through my vessel. So I am deeply connected to that. It is our DNA. So it makes sense to me why this is happening on this level. at this time. And we're going to start to bring down the starlight through the sun and the moon and into all pyramids first. So just bringing down the amplified frequencies, new octave waves. And these cosmic rays are quite intense. It's like a very new blue, very different color grid, beautiful vibrant purples and pastels and just lots of different colors. But there's almost like a purple, blue, green hue to them. And these are 7D rays, right? 7D waves of light frequency. And that's a big deal. These are 7D waves of light frequency because they took us into 7D. So they're coming through, and we're bringing that through the sun and the moon. And there's 3 suns and moons amplified, okay? And so I'm bringing it through all 3. They're like aligned. So these rays of 7D are coming through the sun and the moon. And I'm just going to bring it down through all the pyramids. Fiji, Indonesia, Myanmar, Machu Picchu, Budapest, Thailand. I always want to say Peru. I don't know. Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Congo, Colombia, Ecuador, Kilimanjaro. And then into the crystalline grid and into the core of the earth. With the cosmic 7D rays. It's big. So remember, the Earth's core is expanding, so she's able to hold these now. So we have gone up an octave, or 2, or 3. So she's expanding to where she can hold more light of God, more light of the sun, the moon. All the same, by the way. And the Pleiades galaxy frequency too, because she is upgrading to a 7th dimensional planet. And then that starts to trickle through the core of the earth, out through like the fissures on the earth, but especially through the water and the trees, and coming up the trees to be photosynthesized, to almost transmute that energy and apply the DNA frequency to the earth, and going out to the dome. I mean, there is an energetic dome. You need to think of Earth as both round and flat. We need to not eliminate one or the other. There is a gyrosphere, a flat plane. And didn't they say that in the beginning, gyrosphere? Yeah. So there's a flat plane of existence where we all are, right? And if it weren't flat, we would have a hard time. But it's a flat plane of existence with a spherical dome. And that is the planet's energy. It's almost like we're inside of her, okay? And each planet has a round form of existence, all right? So she's neither round nor flat. She's both. We need to not limit that perspective. There should be no divide and no argument over that. It's both. So there is a spherical dome, and it was once part of the matrix structure, but it no longer is. That was actually completed back to light and light protection when my DM passed and I got a walk-in. The dark heart was removed and the heart of pure light, and we were able to fill the dome with Christ light. So it's important to understand, if you didn't do the work, that really did happen. So when I say out to the dome, we're amplifying the Earth's entirety of her frequency. So I'm just surrendering for a moment and allowing these vibrations to integrate. It's very important. They're very high intensity. And if I didn't remove all darkness from beginning to this, we wouldn't be here, because it cannot bounce off darkness in the earth. So I'm seeing that as well. Remember, I removed all darkness in the earth, freed all the souls, released the crystal of the core back to light, just everything, rebuilt the crystalline grid. It's all light again, otherwise it wouldn't work, right? I rebuilt the crystalline grid, brought in the masculine and feminine light. So all the work that I did in preparation for all 5 years, brought me into this moment. It's a lot. And I undid in 5 years' time what took them lifetimes to accomplish. So we're recalibrating, and I could feel the energy waves pushing out. So we're holding space through that. So breathe through whatever you feel. If it's intense, I feel a little nauseous. There's a lot of releasing going on at the same time. Octave-Eying the new planet, new Earth. Now remember, as I'm doing this, it's leaving the matrix component, the matrix side of things, more dormant. I need you to understand that. You cannot be both. That's not a maybe. We can't be both. It's one side or the other. All the way. I see the tree of life coming into my solar plexus. So it's almost as if the tree of life is now at the center of our crystal pyramid where we sit around. It's now the tree of life. With the flower of life almost like carved in the center. It's just an energetic connection to all things existence. So I keep hearing Colombia. Remember, it was Ecuador, Colombia, Congo, and Kilimanjaro. British Columbia. Octavation, Octave-Eying. With Fiji again. And Nigeria. So like British Columbia, Nigeria, and Fiji. I will now bring down the stars, the rays of 7D, through all layers of the sun and the moon, 3 layers of them each, taking from the core of the sun and the moon energy and bringing it down gently first through the pyramids, through the angels' pure hearts, carrying it down into the crystal grid. And now it's going to come through the tree of life. So we're taking it down to that, to the core. The pyramids that were heightened were the ones that I said. So I'm using British Columbia, Nigeria. There is some Botswana. I don't want to eliminate that. I've heard it twice now. So also Botswana, and then Fiji. And I'm bringing it down through those pyramids into the core, and we're going to rise it through the tree of life in the center. And it's going to help Octave-Eye. Ooh, I'm getting chills with that one. And shift the DNA frequency of the Earth. Yeah, our planet is definitely separating from old Earth. That's why they say there's 2 planets. And I said that before. I split the planets in 2. Even Prometheus showed that. And then the false planet will crumble and fall to nothingness. It will just literally, it's all connected, disconnected from the light. It doesn't exist in life and light anymore. And it will literally just crumble and fall to pieces like mass that will break down into nothingness. So that's why in the book they'll call it heaven and hell. And that in the end days, even the devil will suffer. I don't know about that part, but he has to reap what he sows, right? He's shackled, he can't escape. And they lose the light of the one. They cannot be duality. They cannot use God's light anymore. Nothing. Remember when I undid the Holy Grail? Nothing can be used from darkness to light and light into the darkness. You can't do it anymore. So they're just completely cut off of life. Life, everything. And it will just fall like an empty mass that will break apart into nothingness. Implode from the inside out. So as I'm doing this octave-eying, it's detaching more and more frequencies of the matrix. They're becoming complete dormant. Non-existence in the light. So I'm going to bring down more. Hearing Ecuador again, Colombia. A little bit of heightened in Myanmar. British Columbia, Nigeria. And also connected to Zimbabwe, Botswana, Budapest, I'm hearing. So there's quite a few pyramids now. They're going to receive this. Both masculine and feminine included. Coming down through the beautiful rays of 7D, through the sun and the moon times 3, going down through the pyramids, through the angels, into the crystalline grid. And it's like filling up the crystalline grid with all this light and frequency, going down into the core, and then out through the tree of life and all the trees, but the tree of life at the center, and all of the trees surrounding. And that is photosynthesizing this energy. I talked about that. The trees were going to shift the DNA production. It's going to like octave-eye, help to atomize, help to change existence. It's an evolutionary journey. So you know how they take the sun, they photosynthesize, they change things into oxygen, those kinds of things. They're a part of the circle of life. And the oxygen, so as I said that, the oxygen on the planet is shifting. It's becoming more expansive. The Earth literally is moving in the galaxy. It's not in the same location it was because of the work that I did. That's not a maybe. That's real. I see it. And so the vibration, the expansive energy is occurring as we speak. Not too fast, but little by little, the energy, the oxygen, the everything, seasons, everything's already expanding. So some of us are in a different reality than those remaining in the matrix. To be cut off from light is not actually a good feeling. I felt it with my DM. And I also felt it I witnessed it and felt it with Amy and Gigi and Jacinth as well, and it was jarring. It's a lot to process. It's like a reverse awakening where you see and then suddenly you see less and less and less and less until you can't see me at all. I remember them detaching the Eye of Horus, the Eye of Ra from them. It was like I could see it and then I could see them just not see anything anymore. And that's what's happening to all of the matrix. And this is also why we are detaching from their ways of manipulation. It doesn't work anymore. We can see right through it. Which is why so much backlash into the whole Katy Perry thing. There's a weird connection. She went up into space and said she got more connected to the divine feminine. She's like, oh my goddess, do you know that's the false goddess that she's referring to? Because it surely isn't me. It's not the feminine. It's not the real feminine of light. She's deeply connected to the false goddess. Kind of strange. So when you are connected to the divine feminine, you should be seeing these things. If you're not, you're going to see things from the matrix perspective. So now we're going to focus on Colombia, Congo, and Mount Kilimanjaro in Ecuador. Just the masculine side for balance, okay? No feminine pyramids here, just all of the masculine ones. And I'm going to bring down from the Pleiadian star line the beautiful rays of Pleiadian galaxy, very high frequency rays, going down through the sun and the moon times 3 into the pyramids, into the angels and their hearts, and down into the crystalline grid. Octave-Eying through the grid of the masculine pyramids. Masculine pyramids, we need the balance. So it's pure masculine pyramids, Kilimanjaro, Congo, British Columbia, Ecuador. Going down through those and bringing another wave. So the rays of 7D through the sun and the moon, through the pyramids, into the crystalline grid, the masculine pyramids only, into the crystalline grid and into the core, and maximizing that amplification and octave-eying, and out through all trees, especially the tree of life. And I'm going to do that again with just the masculine. This will also be a removal of the veil of illusion coming soon for me. I will know first who he is, they're saying. So bringing it down from Pleiades galaxy, and only when I'm ready for people to know. So it'll take a little bit of time, I feel like, when I'm ready. So going down from Pleiades galaxy into, oh goodness, the masculine pyramids. Masculine pyramids only, and I can feel this. And so remember, we balance with both masculine and feminine side, the sun and the moon, and so it's heightened on the masculine, and it's going down into the crystalline grid, and I can feel those vibrations of the pyramids going, and it's almost like these atomic waves going through the earth, through those masculine pyramids, like vroom, 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 amplifying, vroom, vroom, octave-eying, vroom, vroom. And I do see some structures that are false crumbling, particularly like the White House, the Pentagon, and a few other structures just crumbling as I'm doing that. Vroom. And I also went to the President Mountain. I've been there a few times, kind of blowing it up, destroying it. And sometimes these are energetic and metaphorical. Sometimes they actually physically will play out. It just depends on the whole purpose and, you know, what is meant to be. Without judgment and expectations, we set that free. So I'm just bringing through the light through the masculine pyramids, Ecuador, British Columbia, Congo, Mount Kilimanjaro, and bringing it through, and it's like vroom, vroom, through the layers of the earth, vroom, 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 into the crystalline grid and down into the core, and coming back up through the trees. Especially the tree of life, and it's octave-eying the planet and the water. The water is highly affected with that. Highly. It's expanding. So the molecules of the creation of water are expanding. Water is shifting for New Earth into 7D, and it's pushing out toxins. There will be a point where we just don't see the existence of each other, from masculine to, or from the matrix to the light. Remember, God is not the brutal one. That's the matrix. It's just a complete separation, and then the matrix will fall to nothingness. The false earth, the false matrix, but they have to suffer what they sow. So they will feel it in the end days. They will continue now feeling what they've sown. Like they will try to use the light and it immediately backfires, and we're seeing that happen right now in different ways. There was a shooting the other day at FSU, and like everybody survived. All 6 people survived. Isn't that amazing? So I feel like we're just getting lighter and lighter, and it does spark darkness to retaliate. Like, that's not a joke. That's why you're seeing more amplified horribleness as well at the same time this is all occurring. They don't like what I'm doing, and I've said that many times throughout the years. But they've lost a lot of power now. They have no more power. So I see Earth rise up a little further. We've Octave-Eyed. We're rising up further, separating more from the matrix, so there's only this little window, little connected space. Almost to a complete separation. It's happening. I remember back when this first started, it's like, why doesn't this hurry up and happen? It's like, you don't want it to hurry. You want people to have time to heal. And then people kept doing what they did, and God said, enough. It's cut off. So now we're there. Like, did you have enough time to heal? I don't know. Did you guys utilize every opportunity? Did you make the right choices? I don't know. Remains to be seen. God said only that of pure hearts will rise. And your lens is everything. How you see the world, what's important to you is everything. And if fear is sparked, your lens is not pure. Okay? Unless you can see it clearly, make the decisions clearly, you're anchored into the right things, everything's through the lens of love and joy and heart-centered balance. That is where we should be. Heart-centered balance. That's why I did that course. Everything I did was relevant. Everything. Oh, big energetic shift. So we're just going to let this frequency sit for a moment. It was a lot. I've never utilized just the masculine pyramids like that. That's a big deal. That is a big deal. I don't know how to explain that. And it helps with the balance shift. I feel like weird, like wonky in the energy. And it's just all over the planet. So we are combining completely with 7D galaxy for New Earth. We are Octave-Eying into a higher frequency of 7D light. 12D really, but 7D applied. Like the only limit is the ones that we have. So personally, I go beyond 7D. But 7D, Earth is becoming pure connected to Pleiades now. I'm just holding space for that for a little more. The trees are like vroom, 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 carrying down the light and through the light and processing the light for Earth and atomizing the frequencies of God. The trees are everything, and I used them over the 144,000, if you remember, because they weren't ready for it all. Too much agenda wreaking havoc. And so this shall help, hopefully, lift up some of that, lift people up out of that, more and more that are able to. Remember, to the final day, heart reviews are applied. That's why you want to be digging through everything in the heart space and releasing it out, surrendering. Remember the cards, digging and surrendering and healing and aligning. It must be now. You must align to New Earth frequency. You must align to New Earth, digging through the heart space, releasing all that is not, and alignment. Now, healing, align, release, dig. Amplify that now, because we must align to New Earth. It's happening. She is amplified, and we must match that frequency. Digging, releasing, aligning, calling our power back. Digging, releasing, it's a lot. Upgrading, healing. Yeah. Amplify that. That's what the card said, and here we are. So I'm going to leave the energy flowing into the masculine pyramids, ever so like boom, just waves of light frequency going through the masculine pyramids and into the dome and into the earth and into the water. Everything Octave-Eying will continue. And interesting, that's happening right at what they call Easter, right? Which is not a true holiday of God. It's a fake religious holiday. Oh, like a lot of things they do in religion. Oh man, my body is shifting for sure. Stretching takes over. All right, my friends. So we're going to leave this one here. We are all Octave-Eying through those frequencies. But you must do the work. Listen to the body and align. Okay, you must align. We must align now. So if there's a lot of healing, you got a lot of work to do. Okay, don't assume. Never assume you're there. That's illusions of grandeur. Co-create with spirit. The right light, not a shadow confusion. Okay, there can be a difference. We can be listening to the shadow sometimes. We don't realize it. So make sure you're listening to light. So much love, my friends. Take your energy back to yourself and try to remain in both worlds, because we truly are somewhat still in both worlds. So both frequencies as we're processing this through, and full-on separation is occurring. Okay, our time is not their time, so there's no reason and purpose to think of time. It's already happening, so it's just universal flow, divine time. Okay, but your job is not to wait. You must do the work. So I'm here to show this again. They want me internal explorer. Okay, amplifying our love, endless opportunities, manifesting not through limitations, grounding and centering, alignment, reclaiming our power, and continued healing is a necessity. So much love. Day 8 is complete and mostly amplified through the masculine pyramids. I'll see you next time.